Welcome to Mic'd Up Magic with Austin and Katelyn. You are listening to episode 18, all about Disney's Riviera Resort, where we will be deep diving into our review of Disney's Riviera Resort, talking about all things food, amenities, pros and cons, and more. We hope you enjoy.
Yes, and we are back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Finally.
Yes.
It took a minute for us to get, because we were like, okay, we didn't want to start the podcast up right when we got back because we wanted the first episode back to be with Austin's sister, and we wanted it to be talking about obviously the trip that we went on, because it would kind of feel silly being
just ignoring that and doing a random topic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, so we were like, okay, so then it just took a lot longer than we anticipated to coordinate the three of us, because it's very easy for the two of us to figure out our schedules because we live together. So it took a little while, but we had that done. And then now we are back on our every other week uploads, recordings, whatever. But yeah, feeling good, feeling excited. Yeah. I will say, as soon as I started saying the intro, I realized I did not come with any news points.
We do that, don't we?
Yeah, I forgot about that. And it literally just came into my mind as I was sitting down and saying my spiel. So,
well, we could always talk about the new Lightning Lane Genie Plus, whichever you want to call it. That they have.
The Premier Pass. Yeah. Isn't that what it's called?
Who knows?
It's for the rich people.
At this time, who knows? I
feel like it's for the mediocre rich people. You know what I mean? Like no offense, but I think it's for, I genuinely think that the demographic is not us. It's for the people who are wealthy, where they can spend the money and not feel like, oh wow, this is a lot of money. But not so wealthy that they're able to just
VIP
drop on the VIP
time.
Tours. Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly it. And that's kind of what I feel like it is.
Yeah. Cause anyways, if you don't know, which you might not, but Disney released a new tier of their Lightning Lane Genie Plus multi-pass, whichever is the correct term these days, and basically you pay and you get to do each attraction one time through the Lightning Lane,
and you don't have to make reservations. Yeah,
so it is absurdly expensive.
Yeah, it's a big price range. Again, I don't have it ready and ample to talk about, but I think it ranges between $150 a day per person to
$500 or something.
Yeah, upwards of that. So,
which obviously those are only going to be on Christmas or during March break or whatever.
And
it'll be
Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios.
But still, I'm oh my goodness, you're paying. That's on top of a park ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I would. I'm just not the demographic, and that's kind of what it comes down to now with Disney stuff. It's I'm not even going to talk about the things that they're not. I would never be willing to shell out the money for it. Yeah. So why would I give my 2 cents on it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know what else. You got anything? Any other big hard hitters?
I really have nothing else.
Moana 2 comes out very soon.
That comes out soon. Oh, I was about to say the Wicked movie comes out soon, but I'm that's not Disney. I'm excited about it though. Yeah, Moana 2 comes out very soon. Yeah, because doesn't it come out around Thanksgiving?
I think it's November something. Yeah.
Yeah, like American Thanksgiving.
Couple weeks. Yeah.
Interesting.
So cool. I know we're both excited about that.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that,
Agatha has been our.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, let's
take a moment.
Let's talk about Agatha for a minute.
Yeah.
We won't give any spoilers, but if you have not watched Agatha, is it Agatha All Along? Is that what it's actually called? Okay, if you have not watched Agatha, it is so good. If you even a morsel liked WandaVision, or even if you even a morsel kind of it's not spooky. It's not scary. It's spooky, but it's not scary.
It's
because Austin, there was a couple of moments where Austin's ooh, that's spooky, and I'm it's not really that spooky, but
it is spooky.
It's a little freaky. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's good. It is so good. It's so entertaining. I can confidently say this is probably WandaVision has always been the top for me for Marvel shows. Yeah. This is very easily right underneath of WandaVision, if not level with WandaVision. I love it. I love it so much. Every time it ends, because the episodes are only 30 minutes long.
They're pretty short.
Every time that an episode ends, I say to Austin, oh my God, I could have watched that for another hour. Easily another hour. It's the episodes go by so fast because they're just so good. And we're coming to the end. I think this week is the finale where we get 2 episodes.
2-episode finale. Correct.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sad. And I'm pretty sure it's a limited series, which why is Marvel making their best series limited series? Please tell me. Please tell me why.
It's a problem with the big universe. Got to keep everything all tied in. You can't just
like give me these stuff. Yeah, give me these characters forever.
Yeah. No, it's very good.
Yeah.
And
if you haven't watched it, I feel like a lot of people have watched it, but if you haven't watched it and you're like even remotely like, I'd test it out. Watch the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, and this will go up before the finale. So if you have any predictions for what you think's going to happen or just general thoughts about the show, please leave them down below.
Well, no, DM them to us because I don't want spoilers in the comments.
Fine.
You know what I mean?
I guess so.
Yeah. No spoilers in the comments. DM us if you want to let us know what your thoughts are.
Keep it spoiler friendly in the comments.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The only other thing I was going to say is if you want to talk about Dancing with the Stars Disney Night.
So I have been a fan of Dancing with the Stars for years. My mom and I used to watch it when I was like little. Like I remember watching like Billy Ray Cyrus. If you guys watched Billy Ray Cyrus,
he was on Dancing with the Stars.
And I don't know what season it was, but that is the season that's ingrained into my brain because I just obviously it was like peak Hannah Montana because that's how I knew him. And then my mom like obviously grew up with him. Yeah. So that's like the season I remember watching. So we've watched it since then, which again, I don't know what season, long time ago. And then the last, like, I want to say like there was like maybe like 5 years where I like wasn't really watching it. I didn't really care. It was kind of whatever. And then, I think it was 2 years ago I started watching it again, and I've like really been ever since it came on Disney Plus basically. I've been watching it again, and then this year was the first year that I started watching it, and Austin was like, hey, why are you starting a new show without me? And I was like, oh, I didn't think you'd be interested in watching this show.
We've been doing is watching shows.
Yeah, this is fair. We're in our TV era.
Big time.
But anyway, so then Austin ended up starting to watch it, and I didn't think he would get into it. I thought he would watch it with me, but he wouldn't really get into it. You're like into it. It's a good time. You love it.
It's a good time.
It's fun. Austin's like, oh, that dance is terrible. Oh, that was really good. Like he gets into it. He gets his judging in. But Disney Night was recently, like this last week, and it was so fun. I thought it was so fun. I'm surprised. Spoilers if you haven't seen Disney Night. I'm surprised that nobody got 10s because normally that's like a thing is that they always give like it's like, oh, it's the Disney magic, it's a 10.
I do feel like there wasn't
anybody that's crazy stood out. The only like standout performances in my opinion were Danny and Whitney. Danny Amendola.
Love Danny.
Yeah, we love him. Amendola. Danny, Amendola, and Whitney, loved them. And I really thought Joey's and Jenna's was amazing, but I'm biased because I love Jenna.
He's good too.
He's surprisingly good. Yeah. But they only got like 8s.
Which also Danny is surprisingly good too, I think.
Danny is very surprisingly good. Yeah. But he has good work ethic because he's an athlete. I feel like all the athletes have good work ethics. Yep. But that makes sense because apparently Joey's like a tennis player. So.
Footwork.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, that actually makes so much sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Tennis. Yeah, you're right. You got to be like quick on your feet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so smart. Yeah. So anyways.
And they're like agile.
Yeah.
Because then you got like Dwight. He's a big guy. Got lots of good footwork. But he's a big guy. So it makes it tough.
Yeah. Poor guy. Him and Daniela.
He loves it though. I love how like he gives her.
Yeah.
But it's tough when you're that big to really like.
I feel like he's going to be the next to go, if I think. And then I also just love Alona. She's my underdog. Like, she is like, I just remember her first week, she was like crying and she got 5s or something, either 5s or 6s. And she was just like so proud because she was like, I literally never danced before. And now she's getting like freaking 9s. Like, she is just like the peak of like Dancing with the Stars. And it's like, you know, you have this person that has no dance experience and they're just like working their way up and getting better. And she just has such a good personality that like think like so many people like her. So those are my 3 is Danny, Joey, and Alona.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
love it.
Anyways, you can also leave Dancing with the Stars comments down below.
If you're watching, I know a lot of you guys watch it because every time I post like when we're watching it, like on my Instagram story, people always reply back and they're always like telling me their 2 cents. So I love it. It's so much fun. I love talking Dancing with the Stars with you guys. Okay, let's jump into the episode. Are we ready?
Oh yeah.
Cool. So we are basically just going to break down our recent trip to the Riviera Resort. This was our second ever deluxe resort that we've stayed at.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so we're going to basically break down everything about the Riviera. We're basically giving you our review.
Yes.
Again, we're going to touch on like, you know, there's certain things obviously we won't be able to comment on because we didn't get to do them, but I do think we had a pretty well-rounded experience at the Riviera. So I feel like it'll be fun to kind of talk to you guys about this. And one thing I also just wanted to mention, like, this is why I really like having the podcast, is because in our vlogs, like, we're very much like, it's really just for the memories. Like, that's what we film the vlogs for. It's like, I'm not really giving you guys any like knowledgeable information in the vlogs. Because it's just not something I'm thinking about when I'm like there. But when I get back, I would love to like talk about it with you guys.
And just because like we're not there all the time, and like most of the time when we do go, it's not like something is breaking news like and that we're uploading right away, right? Like it's just kind of like our little fun.
Well, it's our vacation.
Yeah. So
we just happen to film it for ourselves, and somehow 7,000 people subscribe to watch, which is crazy. So so basically that's why it's fun with the podcast, because now we kind of get to talk about all the things that we would want to talk about because we have people that care. But okay, so basically let's just talk about the Riviera. So we'll give you the overview of what the Riviera is, like what their background is. So basically it's supposed to be, you are in like the French Riviera. The resort was basically built on the idea of Walt Disney loved to go on trips and adventures to Europe. So they wanted to bring that here and have a resort that kind of embodied that, which I've never been to Europe. However, I feel like they do a good job at his like the storytelling of that in the resort. Even if you didn't know that, like, because we knew it because when we did our DVC tour, they kind of gave us the background like story of it. But even just going, like, you can tell like when you're in like the little library areas and you're in like little areas, other places, like little details. Again, we'll get into it, but there's different areas that really like, you're like, oh yeah, this is giving, it's giving Europe. It's giving European. In my wording of it, I just feel like it is a very classy resort while having beautiful and elegant Disney touches.
Yes.
And I really think like just from overall like view, I feel like this is probably the most Disney like themed deluxe resort. Like Disney being like characters and stuff. Like I feel like there's a lot of character elements in this resort compared to the other deluxe resorts. We'll get into it regarding like value and moderate, but deluxe resorts, I feel like it has the most Disney. Yeah,
I think especially like with the murals and stuff too. Like, exactly. And all the paintings everywhere. Like it is actual Disney. Like they kind of like they fancy it up a little bit to like give it like a little bit of a
lot. It's a
cooler
beautiful
look.
Resort.
No, I'm saying like even like the paintings and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not just like a picture of Mickey Mouse. Like
it's not like a screen. It's not like a still from a movie.
Yeah. But they do have these elements like everywhere.
Yeah. And then the other thing is just that this is a Disney Vacation Club resort. So that's basically the overview of the Riviera. So let's discuss room types. So there are 5 different rooms that you can stay in at the Riviera. They have the deluxe tower, which is always going to be a, in quotes from them, parking area view. But we'll get into what the parking area view is. They have a deluxe studio, which has standard or preferred view. They have 1 bedroom, standard or preferred view. 2 bedroom, standard or preferred, and a 3 bedroom grand villa, which is always going to be a lake view.
Ooh.
So we stayed when we went in the 1 bedroom villa, which first of all is just shocking on its own because like, who are we that we're staying in a 1 bedroom villa? So we stayed in the 1 bedroom villa, which crazy. So we can't really like talk too much about staying in the other rooms. However, we did tour this resort, so we have seen the other ones before. So first of all, breaking down the tower studio, this is the smallest room. It is the most affordable room there. I don't have prices written down, if I'm honest, because we're DVC members, we go through a different system where we use points essentially to book our hotels rather than like actual physical money transfers.
I think the only thing that I would want to say about all of the rooms when we're talking about don't go looking on the Disney website for the pricing. Go to David's DVC rentals or any other DVC rental service. Look into those because you will save a ton of money if you can end up booking through there. It's
almost half the price. If you're booking through a DVC rental process, we have never booked through DVC rentals, I will say. So no. I cannot comment on it. I really do not know, but there's a lot of creators out there, especially recently, who have really talked about renting DVC points, who you can go like ask questions, watch their videos, and like there's tons, like just look, like literally just like go on YouTube, how to rent DVC points.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's,
for just sure. Like a small tidbit, because like don't go looking on the Disney website and then you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. Which realistically, it's like almost half that price.
Yeah. And like they are definitely more expensive. This is a deluxe resort for sure. So again, take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, so Tower Studio. This is the smallest room. Basically what it is it is a living room with a pull down bed and a bathroom. That is essentially what you get. It's about half of the size, I would say, as the deluxe studio. It only has one bed, like I said, and it is a pull down. It's like very, very small.
Yeah, and I think I don't even think it has does it even have a drink fridge?
I think it does.
That's the only thing it has.
That's the only thing it has, I think. But yeah, so it is very small. However, it would be obviously great for budget saving. It would also be great for like a couple. Like if it was just the two of us going, I feel like at some point we are going to be staying in a Tower Studio. Also, I feel like for a smaller trip, like a shorter trip, it would be a good one to stay at. I feel like if you were staying for a longer period of time, you might want a little bit more space, but it's a good one.
Or even like if you have kids in high school and send them on like a grad trip or grad weekend or whatever, right? Like it's just like a nice, because it's they are small and just
nice. And then you're gonna go up to the deluxe studio. So this is like your standard room that most people stay in at Disney resorts. I feel like it is basically a queen size bed, and then there is another queen size pull down bed, but it's nice because if it's just two people, you don't have to pull down that second bed. It has lots of space for you. There is like it's like a wet bar basically they have, so it's like the sink, there's probably like a microwave, fridge, that, and then you have your one bedroom villa, which is pretty standard. It's basically like a kitchen, a living room with a pull down bed, and then your bedroom is a full king size bed, and then it has like a really beautiful bathroom, balcony, which all of them do. And then again, obviously the 2-bedroom villa is basically just your deluxe studio and your 1-bedroom villa combined. That's what it is. There's just like a door that connects the two rooms, and then your 3-bedroom grand villa, which, I mean, if you're staying there, why are you listening to our podcast? Like, more than we do. But it is a massive luxury resort, and it's quite literally, it's like a dining room, a kitchen, a living room, a sitting room, 3 bedrooms. All have walk-in bathrooms, I think.
If you have a chance to do a tour at the Riviera, do it.
And they ask you, if they say like, do you want to see the 3-bedroom villa? Say yes, because it's so cool to see. But yeah, so with this being said, they have 2 different views. So you either have your parking area, which is your standard view, or you have your preferred view, which is basically you're looking out over the lake and you get to see the Skyliners. I think from that view, you would get to see Hollywood Studios. I'm pretty sure that's that way. And then your parking area view.
If you were on the one side, you would see Epcot too, though.
Okay. Your parking area view, though, is Epcot. So, like,
we quite literally had a bang on view of Spaceship Earth.
Yeah. So either way, your view is stunning. I am not one to say, like, is it, like, if people were to ask me, like, is it worth it to upgrade your view? I don't think it would ever be worth it to me to pay them extra money to upgrade a view, except at Animal Kingdom Lodge for a Savannah view.
True.
That is the only one that I think I would do.
What about like the Grand or the Poly though?
My thing is that we are fireworks people, and we would like we're in the parks when fireworks are going on.
Yeah, true.
You know, so the only time you're really like,
and if you're at the Poly, you just go sit on the beach. You like, if you can't see it from your room, you're like, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I'm already staying here. I can just go sit on the beach and watch the fireworks.
Yeah, true.
So that's a me thing though. I know a lot of people really do like an upgraded view.
I think if you had kids,
might be cool.
Might be different because. Especially if you have really young kids, you want to bring them back to the room to get to bed, and then you can still sit and watch the fireworks.
Yeah, no, this is true. So yeah, again, it's just based on personal preference. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe in whatever years down the line, we might change the way we like to do Disney. But as of right now, as two adults who have no kids and like to be in the parks a lot, this is kind of what we like to do.
Yep.
But yeah, the rooms are stunning. They're beautiful. Again, we only really have like. The only other deluxe resort we've ever stayed at is Animal Kingdom Lodge. Mm-hmm. And even in that case, like we didn't stay in we stayed in a regular, like a studio versus a 1-bedroom. So it is kind of hard to compare. But like regardless, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful resort. The details in the Riviera are stunning. Basically in every room they have different Disney artwork, which is like something Austin touched on at the beginning. So basically they have these different like artworks that you can have. So like in our bedroom, I think it was like the Aristocats, and then in the kitchen they had like a Remy picture, and then when you pull down the bed it had Peter Pan and the Darling Children like flying over London. Yep. But they're all these like beautiful portraits. Like they're not, like Austin said, it's not like stills from the movies. It's like these like very beautiful. If you didn't know it, almost you almost wouldn't think that they're Disney. So anyways, that's like a cool little tidbit. Yeah. And any art that you see in the Riviera, you can actually purchase downstairs in the gift shop. Yes. Through the Art of Disney, which is very cool. Yep. Which is something I feel like in the future we'll definitely get something, but we just like haven't yet. But yeah, cool little tidbit. Yes. Yeah. Do you have anything else to say about the rooms or?
No.
I mean, it's kind of hard.
It's nice. Like in the 1-bedroom that we stayed at. So you have full kitchen, stove, full size fridge. It's fully like you have all the plates and bowls and cups and cutlery, and it comes with everything. And then you also have laundry in unit, which I don't think you mentioned. So that, which is a huge game changer. Like,
and that's in all the deluxe DVC rooms. If it's a 1-bedroom or more, you have a laundry in it.
Yeah. So that was honestly so nice because we didn't have any laundry to do when we got home. Yeah. And that's one of the worst things about coming home from vacation is just unloading your suitcase and saying, oh, I have to do all this laundry now. Yeah. So you do get that if you're in the 1-bedrooms or higher.
And we always used to be like, oh my gosh, who would do laundry on vacation? Yeah. But I'm telling you, like, it's so easy to, because all you do is, one, it doesn't matter what time of day you do your laundry. If you're somebody who tries to save time and like only do laundry on nights and weekends like we do, when you're at Disney, it doesn't matter because it's just like, you can just throw it in whenever. So we would like get up in the morning, throw our stuff in, go. We always were coming back in the middle of the day. So we'd come back in the middle of the day, flip our laundry, go, come back, take the laundry out. Like it was literally so easy. So anyways, that's like a little tidbit. Okay. So talking about amenities at the Riviera. So they have 2 different pools. So they have a large pool that comes with a slide. I don't know the specific names of the pools. I'm sorry. But they have a large pool that comes with a slide. They also have a splash pad that's attached to that, which is like super cute. And then they also have a quiet pool. It's basically just a smaller pool. It's not a quiet pool. There's nobody there telling you to be quiet. We learned this because there was people who were being rowdy when we were trying to just like relax one afternoon. But it's fine. Whatever is what is. But yeah, so those are the pools that they have. I loved their pools. Their pools were so nice. I will say we didn't even go in the big pool because we loved the small pool so much, which was shocking. Normally I'm like, get me on the slide, but I was just like loving the quiet pool, the small pool. Yeah. They also had, because they have like the bar, like the it's called Bar Riva, but basically it's just like the pool bar. They had somebody like coming up and like getting drink orders. Like it was just very, very luxurious, very relaxing, very nice. And I will say, most days that we were there, it was a very relaxing experience being at the quiet pool.
There was just like one group that was loud.
Yeah. But and
then they even have at the small pool, they have different type of chairs. So they have like the lounger chairs that you can kind of lay back in, and then they also have like these like couch
they're
things.
Kind of like an egg chair.
Yeah, and they're like covered, and they have big cushions, and
then they also had like seating areas too.
Yeah, there's like little tables. And,
it was a really, really nice spot for sure. And honestly, every time we went, it was active.
Yeah,
it wasn't busy.
Yeah.
At night, we only went, I think, twice. We went 2 different nights. Like after we got back from the parks, we went there. It was dead. Like it was crazy how dead it was. So like I was really like impressed with how often when we went down to the pool, like we were never searching for chairs. We were never like, oh my gosh, there's way too many people in the pool, I don't want to get in the pool. Like it was never like that. It might also be the time of year that we went, because it was like September.
But it was still hot. So
it was still very hot. So and we would go in peak times. Like we were there in the middle of the day where I feel like most people would be taking their breaks as well. So but yeah, beautiful pools, beautiful amenities. Wish I could have tried the slide. Or wish I did try the slide. I had opportunities, I just never did.
Yeah, next time.
Exactly. That's why I said, I'm like, we're coming back. It's fine. But yeah, so then they have their campfire activities, which all the resorts have. They also have Movie Under the Stars, which I never even saw where they would have done that. I don't even know. So I don't really know, but they do have it. It checked online. They have a beautiful fitness center. We never went into the fitness center, but we would walk by it like when we were kind of leaving and coming from the Skyliner, and it is beautiful. Like it is a beautiful fitness center. And then they have the transportation. So
they also have lawn games.
Oh yes, you're right. I didn't even talk about those.
Yeah.
They have lawn games that are basically, they have signs up that say like these are only for Riviera guests. However,
if you're visiting and there's no one there, I'm just saying you might be able to get some bocce ball in.
Yeah, maybe one time when we were staying at Pop, maybe we went over and played some bocce ball. I just feel like as long as there's no
harm, no foul.
When there's as long as there's nobody like looking, being like, oh, we want to play, and there's nothing available. But
anyways, I think there's like giant chess, bocce ball,
Connect 4, like a big thing at Connect 4. Yeah.
So
cool. It's beautiful. It's definitely a very active resort. Like it's very much like there's things to do. Like I think this is one of the best resorts if you're wanting to have a resort day. Like this is the place to be.
Yeah.
They even have a little they had a little gelato stand like in that little like recreation area. It was bizarre but so cute. We never went to it, but like there was always somebody serving gelato just outside.
And then there's also that kids room inside.
Yes. Yeah, so I think all the deluxe resorts have the kids rooms, but basically like every day there's a different activity that they can sign up to do. I think you have to pay for them. I think that's
some of them. I think you do. I think there's like drawing ones and stuff you can just like go and do, but then there's like pottery, painting, and stuff that I think you have to pay for.
Also, it's not even a kids room. Like I think you can go in it as an adult.
I'm pretty sure.
Like and just
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, like you can just go do the activities.
They don't care who's paying for the little thing to paint.
Exactly. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, lots of activities to do for sure at this resort. Like lots of things to do. Definitely. So I mean, I just mentioned transportation, but we'll go into transportation now. So from the Riviera, I think this is one of the obviously best things about staying at deluxe resorts is that you typically get an additional type of transportation other than the buses. So of course, the Riviera is attached to the Skyliner. So you have the Skyliner to either Epcot, which is a direct line, or you have to Hollywood Studios, which is where you have to transfer. However, it's like a very quick transfer. And then for the buses, you would just be taking the bus to Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
Again, I think this is one of the best things about the Riviera. This was one of the reasons why we chose the Riviera as our like home resort for DVC, because of the Skyliner. We love the Skyliner. It is such a breeze to like use. What?
Just laughing at us anytime we can bring up the Skyliner. We just keep gushing about it every time.
I just think it's amazing. I think it's so good. It's such a smart idea for Disney to do. It is literally the best form of transportation. I don't care what anybody says. You are never waiting. like,
and even when you are like,
and that's what I was going to touch on. Like the only complaint, and this is like, I am looking for complaints about this resort. Okay. Yeah. So one of the complaints that I would have is that if you are going to Epcot in the middle of the day, you typically are waiting a few Skyliners to be able to get on, because basically the way that the Skyliners work is that your central hub of the Skyliner station is at Caribbean Beach. So everybody who wants to go to Epcot is basically going there, getting on the Skyliner, and then the Skyliner is coming to the Riviera, picking up people from the Riviera, and then going to the Epcot. So a lot of the time, the Skyliners are full. So you do have to wait a little bit of time for those. It's never more than 5 minutes.
No.
So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like sometimes you're waiting 30 minutes for a bus.
Yeah.
So it's it's just never even.
It's just funny because 99% of the time you're just jumping right on a Skyliner. So then when you're waiting for like 2 minutes, you're like, what is going on?
Like, why is this taking so long?
They're all full. Like, what's happening?
It's just the luxury of it. But they really are good about it. And like, they would put you in a Skyliner with other families, like if there's enough room, but most of the time they're just going to wait for an empty one. And I did hear, I don't know if this is true or not, I feel like I heard this somewhere, but I don't remember where, but apparently they do send empty ones. Like they'll send 9 and then they'll send an empty one or something. So it's like they know that obviously people are going to be at the Riviera trying to get on Skyliner, so they do send empty ones. So anyways, you will get one. It's just like, again, I'm like fishing for negative things to say. So that is one thing that like, you're not going to always just jump right on the Skyliner in the middle of the day if you don't think there's going to be a line. Like typically you might wait a little bit of time, but going to Hollywood Studios though, you like always
cruising, because
it's basically just the Riviera too. I mean, I guess sometimes there's people coming back from Epcot, but I feel like there's less.
No,
like there's less of a wait to go to Hollywood Studios than there is to go to Epcot in the middle of the day.
I mean, then you're getting on. You have to transfer, so it's probably the same.
That's what I mean. Like it's whatever. So yeah, that's like the one complaint. And then obviously the buses to Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom. One little thing I will say about the buses, which I like. I mean, maybe I don't know if this is at all of the deluxe resorts or not. If this is just like, because we're now just like learning about these deluxe resorts, we've been like so used to the values. One thing that I love is that from the like resort, like the hotel room to the bus stop, it's a covered walkway. So when you're walking to the buses, you're like, if it's raining, you're still good because it's covered. I love that. I love that thought process. Like,
because right from the lobby area to the entrance, all the way down the little pathway, there's all a little cover over top.
And when you're waiting at the bus, it's covered as well. Like it's all like a not a shuttle. It's like a shelter. Yeah, thank you. So love that aspect as well.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump into food.
Ooh, this is a good one.
So we have different sections of the Riviera for food. So I will just quickly highlight them all and then we will deep dive. So we have quick service, which is Primo Piatto. We have a pool bar, which is Bar Riva. We have a table service, which is Topolino's Terrace. And they also have a cafe, which is called Le Petit Café. So I think, not to get into the pros and cons off the bat, I think one of the biggest benefits of staying at the Riviera is their food. I was blown away. Every day, I was just I cannot believe how good the food is here.
Yeah.
So it's just so good. Every single aspect. Okay, let's jump in. What do you want to talk about first? The Petit Cafe?
Sure.
We'll start small and go up?
Sure.
Okay. Go in. I feel like you were the most active at the Petit Cafe.
Yeah. So basically there's just a cafe right in the lobby of the resort, and it's just so nice because like obviously we love going to Disney and we love getting our Joffrey's coffee because that's the only spot we can get our Joffrey's coffee, and that's kind of like a thing by itself is just getting Joffrey's. But having this cafe and being able to get all these little different coffees that you don't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
it just
it is still Joffrey's brew as well.
Yeah,
it's Joffrey's coffee.
Yeah.
It's just not Joffrey's.
But it's like they're different. They make different types of coffee there. It's just so nice. It just gives you like an extra little like, oh, this is nice. Like, I don't know.
It's just like an extra benefit. I don't know. Yeah. It's very cool. It's a very fun experience. Like,
and I think like, not getting into the points we're going to talk about later, but because the footprint of the resort is so small and all the rooms are so close to the lobby, like it's so easy to go get coffee in the morning or like stop on your way. You're going for your midday break and you want to grab a coffee, or you're leaving from your midday break, you want to grab a coffee. Like it's right there. Like you have to basically walk by it no matter what.
And before we went, I was really curious to be like, okay, what's the line situation going to be for this place? Like I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's always going to be busy. There's always going to be a line. People are going to be trying to get this before they head to the parks, whatever. I don't think we ever waited in a line.
Yeah, like there's maybe one or two people in front of us. But.
Yeah. And like every point of the day. Every point of the day. So during the day, it is it's like a cafe. You can get like coffees, you can get pastries, stuff like that. And then I think at like 2 or 3, it turns into like a lounge where you can actually get drinks. Like it's like a wine bar. So you can get like drinks. We never ended up getting anything from there.
No.
But then right beside it, they have like, I think it's called the Adventurers Lounge.
I think so.
Travelers Lounge.
Something like
Adventurers
that.
Lounge.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like this like seating area that you can just go sit. And like there was like people there working sometimes. There was people there doing schoolwork. There was people like we waited there on our last day. Like we were just like whatever, just chilling. It's like a beautiful little sitting spot. So loved Le Petit Cafe. Like I think that's going to be something I'm going to really miss at other resorts that we stay at, not having like that little spot, you know?
Yep.
Okay. Now, next up, I will say probably the pool bar.
Sure.
Or no, because that's technically a sit down.
Or yeah, either or.
Let's do quick service. So Primo Piatto. So the reason I say that Bar Riva isn't a quick service is because you can't mobile order from there. Like you do have to sit down.
It's more of a sit down, yeah.
Yeah. So quick service is the Primo Piatto. Oh my god. This quick service, it shouldn't even be considered a quick service in my opinion, because the quality of the food is insane. We ate there 3 times.
4, I was gonna say
3 or 4 times on our trip. Oh yeah, because we had 3 different dinners and 2 different breakfasts. We had it 5 times. It
was very good.
We normally never eat at the quick service. Like we normally do 1 meal at the quick service of our resort, maybe 2. And it was just so good. It was like I was literally trying. Like there was a time where we were in Epcot one day and we were like, okay, we can either grab something to eat here for dinner or we can just go back to our resort and get that. And we were like, yeah, let's just go back and get that because it is so good. It's like very like, I don't know if it's like traditional like European style food. I assume it is because Disney is very like good at like
more
theming.
That like slightly more European
cuisine. Yeah, it's like a little American but also a little bit European. But it was just good. Everything we had there was good. I did not have a bad meal.
No. It was good. And I think we had everything on the menu or close to everything.
I think the only thing we didn't get was like pizza.
Yeah.
Or like chicken fingers, which is standard. So it was very good. We had breakfast and dinner there. I would recommend you to get both. If you are going, try both, because I had the blueberry, was it lemon blueberry pancakes or something? Holy moly, those were so good. And then I also had for like the dinners, what is it called? The
croque monsieur.
Yeah, croque monsieur. Yeah. It was so good. It was basically like ham and cheese sandwich smothered in cheese.
Yeah, basically.
With parm fries.
Try that again.
With parm fries. It was so good.
Yes. And they have like a breakfast version of it too as well, which I got. And so both of those are very good. I had like the Italian spicy sandwich. Italian sandwich or something. Yeah. Very good.
That was delicious. Caitlin's meal was so good. She had like this vegetarian, I think it was a vegetarian skewer. It had like hummus, quinoa, a pita bread, grilled veggies. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Just a reminder, this is a quick service.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I think the reason we were so blown away is, again, we are so used to staying at the like Value Resorts, so it's like our eyes are being opened to like what's out there for quick services.
Yeah.
But I just kind of always assumed that the quick services would have just like
very similar,
plain, bland food. Not bland, but you know, like just plain Jane kind of food. And that is not the case. So I was super, super impressed with Primo Piatto. I can easily say it is one of my favorite quick service meals on property.
And another bonus there, they have the fancy Coke machines, so you can get all your
they have those Coke freestyle machines. Yep, that's
and
true.
there is also a like grab and go section to the quick service. So there's a certain time at the night where the actual quick service is closed, but like the grab and go is still open, so you can still get like cookies and muffins and drinks and whatever. So just kind of little.
Okay, next up is the pool bar, which is Bar Riva. We also ate at here one time during our stay. It was good. I mean, it's funny. It's like, I'm like, oh my gosh, Primo Piatto was so good. And then it's like, whatever. I just feel like I only have one memory of it. So I'm just like, it's not as like fresh in my brain. Yeah. However, everything we had was delicious.
Yep.
It was quick also. Like I was really impressed with how fast the food came out. Again, you are seated. So it is like, you would have to tip and like you have to like sit down to eat.
Yep.
But it's definitely more of a like it's not the extent of like eating at like Topolino's, for example, where it's like a classier sit down meal. It's like it's literally a pool bar. Like you could probably be there in your bathing suit.
Oh yeah. But it's very good again.
Yeah, what did we have? You had a pasta.
Yep.
I had a burger, and then Katelyn had a burrata salad. All was so good. Mm-hmm. So good.
Yep.
Yeah. So I do hear though, apparently the menu from before at Bar Riva was insane. And then they took a bunch of stuff off and apparently it's not as good now.
Hey,
but it's
still pretty good.
As somebody who's only eaten there, it was very good. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it. So
yes.
Yeah, it was good. Okay. And then finally we have Topolino's Terrace. Now, we only ended up getting to eat here for breakfast. However, they do have dinner as well, and it is two very different experiences. So, Topolino's Terrace is on the top floor of the Riviera. It is stunning. It is a stunning establishment. So the breakfast is a character meal. It's like you're paying just like a set price for the meal, but you do get to select like your entree. So it's not like a family style or a buffet. It's just like it's like a set price. You're paying one price and you're getting one meal.
Yep.
But it's a beautiful character experience. It has Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy, and they're all in their like European attire. They're all different like the arts basically. Yeah. It's like Minnie's like a fashionista, Mickey is a painter, Donald is a pottery person. I don't know what the potterer. And then Daisy is a dancer, a little ballerina. It was so fun. It was such a fun experience. If you know me, I am not much of a character person, and I had a blast. I loved it so much. The spacing of this restaurant is beautiful because all the tables are so far away from each other. It doesn't feel crowded or stuffy at all. No. You have so much room. You can actually get out of your chair. I mean, you're not really supposed to. I don't think we like read something about that after, but you could like get out of your chair, take your pictures with the characters. Like there's plenty of room. It never felt loud in there ever. Also, like even when they were doing their like fun little dance that they do in the middle, like it never felt rowdy or loud, kind of like, you know, how Chef Mickey's would feel sometimes.
Or like Crystal Palace. Yeah.
So it's like, it was very like a beautiful experience, I think. Yep. The food was also very good.
Top tier.
Very, very good. I mean, for a breakfast food as well. It's like there's not much you can really do with breakfast sometimes.
That
but
steak
like,
and eggs was...
Yeah, it was stunning.
Very
Austin
good.
got the steak and eggs. I got the... it was the sour cream waffle. Oh, baby, that was so good. And then I think Katelyn got the avocado toast, didn't she?
Couldn't tell you.
I think that's what she got.
Sounds like something she would
get. So yeah, very, very, very good. Very... like lovely meal. I loved it so much. And then at nighttime it is more of like an actual signature dining, so it's it's more of a classy environment. There is no characters at dinner, and it's a little bit like more elevated upscale.
Yeah.
We unfortunately didn't do a dinner reservation just because before we were going, we kind of like, that wasn't really like the vibe of the trip. Like Katelyn wanted more of like the fun, energetic type of meal options versus like the like classier sit down restaurants. So that's something that Austin and I will do, I feel like, in the future.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was very, very good, and I can't wait to eat dinner there because I feel like it's going to be so good. Okay, so with all that basically touches on everything aspect wise of the resort. Is there anything else you would want to talk about before we get into like pros and cons? We have pros and cons, and then we have just like people's questions.
No, I think it's good.
Okay. So let's jump into the pros and cons. So Austin and I kind of sat down for like 2 seconds last night to write these down together.
Yes.
Quite literally was 2 seconds.
That is true.
And I will tell you right now, we were reaching for cons.
Yeah.
Like, not to spoil, but we were.
Yeah.
So some pros. I think the biggest pros of this resort are transportation.
Yep.
Having the Skyliner.
Yep.
The overall footprint of the resort, which Austin can touch on.
Yeah. Right now?
I'm just going to list them.
Got it.
The food, which like was outstanding every time we had it. And the fact that your standard or preferred views, like regardless of your view when you're at the resort, it's a good view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So for the footprint, which I think this is something that you probably won't even really think about if you're going to book a resort.
Yeah.
But it makes such a difference, especially day 4, 5, 6, 7, when you're getting towards like that second half of your trip when you're just completely gassed from going 12 hours a day in the parks. It's this resort, it's one building, like more standard hotel situation. So there's a lobby, you go left or right, you got your rooms, and then that's all it is.
Yeah.
So just having everything in that one centralized area is so nice because, for example, we stayed at the Caribbean Beach. That resort is massive. And like there's an internal bus system and everything because the resort is so big. But the problem with there is if you get put in one of the rooms around the edges of the resort and you want to go get a drink or you want to go look at the gift shop or go to the pool, you're walking like, it's like a 10-minute walk.
And you know what I will say, at the time, like when we booked Caribbean Beach, like going to that for a second, when we booked it, like people online were saying like it's a very big resort, and at the time it really wasn't terrible. Like when we were there, we were never like, oh my gosh, this is crazy how big it is, whatever. You don't
realize it until you go to like until you stay at the Riviera, for example, and then you're like, holy, like I can go get a coffee and be back at the room in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So I feel like if you're like a family, like if you have young kids, I feel like a huge benefit to you would be staying here would be the fact that it's like when you get home from the bus, it's literally 10 steps to the elevator and then probably 10 steps to your room.
Not 10 steps, but
you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, it's very nice having the small footprint.
Yeah. I think that's a huge benefit because a lot of Disney resorts really do have a very wide
like even Pop, like if you get stuck in one of the ones on the end, you're either really far away from the lobby or really far away from the Skyliner, and it's like like it's not like a game, it's not a deciding factor, I don't think.
No.
But it is just a very nice convenience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. For the cons. I said, this is like, a very whatever. I said that one of the cons for this resort is the gift shop. And I say this because I am somebody who does like a gift shop. I like to look. I like to go bop into the gift shop, whatever. This is probably the smallest gift shop I feel like in any of the Disney resorts. I don't know the specs of it, but I do feel like it is one of the smallest. Because normally when you go into the Disney gift shops, it's like they have a huge wall of plush and they have a huge area of just like kids' toys. And then they have a huge area of pins and they have a huge area of whatever else.
Yeah.
This one is small and it does go with the theming. Like it is very on brand for the resort, because I feel like a lot of European, like everything kind of is smaller in Europe. It's like, like smaller shops and little like bits and bobs here and there. So it does go with the theming. However, it is definitely a smaller gift shop. So if you're somebody who does, like to go into the gift shop, you like to do a little bit of shopping, you like to spend some money in your resort, it's like, it is something that like is something to note, I guess.
Yeah. I think that like the thing with this gift shop is it's like very unique, and like it has very unique items in it. Yeah. So it's not like a regular gift shop. It's like the Riviera gift shop.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's like the Riviera theme stuff. There's all the DVC stuff, and like it's just
they have like a handful of pins, and then that's it.
It's not a Disney gift shop. It's a Riviera gift shop.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then the other thing that we mentioned, or that Austin pointed out, was like, subjectively, the theming could be something that could be a con.
Yeah, so my thing when I said that was, if you have small kids and they want to go to Disney, like they're probably going to love staying at Pop or Art Animation or All-Star Movies, because you got the big huge characters and it's like just Disney vomit in your face.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Where this is more of like the elegant, like Disney touches everywhere, and you get the little characters' faces in the pattern of the floor and all that kind of stuff. So it's not necessarily a negative, but if your kids are just looking to go to Disney, like the other resorts are probably more what they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of like literally the only things that I will say. Like,
and then I mean, obviously, like the price, like if you don't want to spend that much money on a hotel, then don't.
Like, yeah, right? That's not. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I feel like price is so subjective to say, again, and I'll get, like, we'll get into questions, because I did ask on the Instagram, like, if you guys had any questions specifically, and like, I mean, we'll get into it when we get there, but like, some people were asking, like, is the cost worth it? Is the value worth it? And it's like, that is such a subjective thing to comment on, because what's worth it to me might be different to Austin, might be different to you. Right. So, so that is like one thing, like with the, like subjectively, like the price, it's like, some people might be like, oh, that's nothing. Or some people might be like, whoa, like I would never pay that much money to stay there. So, it's, again, very subjective. But yeah, honestly, overall, like, it was very hard for me to find bad things to say about this resort. I was so incredibly happy the whole time we stayed there. I mean, again, this is the resort that we ended up like buying into for our DVC. So it's like, it makes sense that this is like a resort that we do like love and we did enjoy staying at. But I love it through and through. I think it's going to be very hard to top this resort for me, unfortunately. Like, it being our second like deluxe resort to stay at, and like it literally is like already the top for me. It, like, I can confidently say, like, this is my favorite resort like we've stayed at. By far.
Oh yeah.
Like, by far. Yeah. Okay, so let's jump into the questions. Basically, I just said, like, if there's anything else specifically that you guys wanted to know, I'll kind of just go through them. We might repeat ourselves a little bit here, but we'll just get into it. So disregarding DVC, do you think that the price jump from Pop would be worth it?
Okay, so I think if you love Pop and you have no complaints with Pop, I don't think you should stay anywhere else other than Pop.
I agree.
Because we love Pop. We've got the Skyliner. It's obviously a lot cheaper than any of the other Skyliner resorts.
Yeah.
So stay at Pop. Now, if you're looking for a different experience and you maybe even considered staying at Caribbean Beach or one of the other moderates, like, book through DVC rentals.
Yeah. And I really do think that the jump to, like, again, and really all the comments I'm going to be making are going to be based on that point of booking through DVC rentals. So you're getting a bit of a discount.
A lot of a discount.
Yeah, a lot of a discount. Like, I've said it before on the podcast. I do not, and now actually staying at a deluxe resort and experiencing the extra magic hours at the end of the night.
Yeah.
That extra hour you get staying at a deluxe resort for certain nights in the parks
is worth a lot.
It's insane how much you can get done.
Yeah.
It is insane how much you get done. it's worth it alone. When I first heard about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, you only get an extra hour. That's so lame. That is not going to be enough to make me want to pay to stay at a deluxe resort. Oh my gosh, I'm eating my words.
Yeah.
It is crazy how much of a difference it makes to do that extra hour of just deluxe resort with guests.
Just to kind of put it in perspective, we've had a couple friends looking and thinking about staying at even value resorts now and booking trips.
Yep.
Booking through DVC rentals and staying at a deluxe resort is the same price.
Can be.
Yeah. Like
not all the time.
Not all the time. But
it can be.
Depending when you're looking.
Yeah.
It can be the same price as if you're booking one of the nicer rooms, not nicer, a nice room at a value resort or at a moderate resort.
Yeah.
So I just really want to like hammer that point home of
look into it.
Do your research on DVC rentals because it makes a massive difference.
Yeah. But like in regarding to your question, do I think that the price jump from Pop to the Riviera would be worth it? No.
Well, it just depends on
but I'm putting in the perspective again. It's like we don't have like the full picture of like you specifically, but it's like I feel like if you're asking that, if you're like you're dedicated to staying at Pop, you always stay at Pop, and then you're gonna go jump to the deluxe price of the Riviera. And the other thing to note, the Riviera is the most expensive Disney resort to stay at right now. So to do that jump, like I literally think it's like 3 times the price.
Not if you're booking through rentals, though.
Okay, let's say you're not booking through rentals.
Well, if you're not booking through rentals, then don't book it.
Then it's not worth it. But look into DVC rentals for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's again, price is so subjective. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Look into DVC rentals. Look into the benefits you get of staying at a deluxe resort.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, what is your favorite amenity from the resort?
You want to go?
You can go first.
I don't know what to say.
I really feel like I'm 50-50 transportation and food. Like I really feel like I'm 50-50 on it. Because they're both just so good. And the reason I'm not just like confidently like, oh, the transportation is because you can stay at a value resort and get the same transportation. So it's like, you know, but the food was really outstanding. Like I again, and maybe this is because this is only my second ever deluxe resort, but like I was just blown away at the fact that I could go to the quick service and get such delicious meals.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be the food.
Yeah, I think so. Is there any hidden Mickeys or fun hidden details at the resort? So yes.
Ooh,
so
everywhere.
Little things that we can quickly mention. So in the carpet of the resort, every time you're on the elevator and right when you get off the elevator, there's like kind of like a waiting area. In that area on the carpet, there are hidden Disney characters in the floor. So they have like, I don't want to spoil it. Like I want people to find them themselves. But in the floor there is characters. In the lamps, like the lamps, the chandeliers, there are hidden Mickeys. Like we said, throughout the resort there are beautiful artwork of just different Disney details. The balcony, like your balcony has hidden Mickeys in it, as well as like the the iron hardware on the windows also have hidden Mickey details.
There are lots.
Yeah. Hidden details. The other thing that's fun is that they have Pascal hidden throughout the resort. So every day they hide this like cutout of Pascal, and then you can basically go find him at your resort, and then you go to like the activity center and you like let them know, you take a picture of him and you like show them, and then they give you a sticker, and then you can like fill out this like button with different Pascal stickers. I don't think you get anything at the end of it. It's just like a fun thing to do every day. But that is like a like little hidden thing at the resort. Okay. Would you recommend splurging to stay at the Riviera or using the money elsewhere and staying at a value resort like always? I think this is kind of like the same question. I would say if it is something you are interested in, if you are like, I really would like to stay at a deluxe resort, I really want to experience a deluxe resort, I want to spend the money, I would say it's worth it.
Yeah.
If it's something that you want to do. If you're still in the boat of like, I don't know if it's worth it to me. I don't know if I would want to spend the money on a deluxe resort. I still don't really care about where I stay. I just want to have a place to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would be something you should spend your money on.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I would treat it.
Yeah.
But like, for instance, like if we
I just think, again, it really depends on the price. If you find a good price and it's a little bit more to stay at a deluxe resort, I would suggest trying it out if that's something you're interested in, because like you said, just the extra hour at night in the parks, like that itself makes it worth it. Say it's a couple extra, like say it's a little bit more to stay at that deluxe resort, but maybe you get normally you get Genie, and now you don't get Genie because you have the extra hour at night and you can do those attractions that you would normally book the Genies for.
Or because you get the extra hour at night, you don't need to have as many park days. And like maybe you can do a full day off because you have that extra hour. Or sometimes I think it's an hour to 2 hours at night. It just depends on what night it is.
Yeah.
But like you could like, maybe not have a park day or whatever. Like you could save money on that and like stay there. So like it is just so hard. It's so hard to talk about the jump of price from value to deluxe, especially the Riviera, because like I said, it is the most expensive resort to stay at on Disney property.
Yeah.
However, I do think I've tasted the, what is it? What's the, like I've drank the juice. Like I've drank the deluxe resort juice and I'm like so for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But again, it really just depends on where you are at with spending money.
Yeah, and again, the prices.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, favorite and least favorite part of staying at the Riviera. And she said, loving the vlog so far.
Thanks
nice. So much. Okay, favorite part of staying at the Riviera was like just all of it. I don't know. I feel like my favorite part of staying there was... Okay, can I just say, like, I don't know how to explain this without it sounding like silly, but it's like when we would come back from a long park day, just like walking into the Riviera lobby, it just felt so relaxing. Like just like going to the lobby, it was just like, oh, like this is so calm, so chill, such a good vibe. And then like just getting to a resort, it was so nice. Like it's just a little bit bigger space, a little bit nicer. Like I loved having a balcony. Like I know all the deluxe resorts have balconies, but I loved having a balcony, like I just liked the atmosphere of it. I think that was just like my favorite part. Like it just felt so relaxing to get home.
Yep.
My least favorite part. Okay. This is actually something I comment on. So I think this was just based on where our room was, but we were basically directly above where the like entrance is, like where you would like where people would get dropped off, like Mirrors buses and whatever. And they don't turn off the lights obviously out front, so you always had to have your curtains closed, because if you tried to fall asleep with just like the sheers closed, the lights were so bright. And that's just like a random thing that I was like, that I always thought about. Cause like, I don't like love to have like the blackout curtains closed because it's harder to get up in the morning. So I normally like to just have like the sheers closed, but because of the lights outside, I was like, I need to have the blackout curtains closed.
True story.
So that's like a random little thing.
Yep.
What about you?
My favorite thing about the resort, yeah, I think the same as yours. Like just like the atmosphere of it. Like it just feels like it just felt nice to stay there. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I feel like too, sorry to butt in on you.
Coffee flying in everywhere.
Yeah. I feel like too, like I said this to somebody else before, like when we toured the Riviera. And it was like, when you walk into the Grand Floridian, it feels very high scale, very luxury. It almost feels too much so where it's like, I'm almost like, I don't feel like I belong here. But the Riviera is stunning and beautiful and classy and elegant. But because of the Disney touches it has, it feels like home to me. Like it literally feels like our house. Like, not that our house is that nice, but it's like we have just like a normal house, but like we have little Disney touches. So it just kind of feels cozy and home. And that's how the Riviera felt. Like I just loved all the beautiful's of it. But then it's like, oh, it feels like you're at Disney. Like, True. I don't know. That's also just goes with like how I just felt the vibes over the resort.
Mm-hmm. And then my least favorite thing, this was kind of just an experience that I had that makes it my least favorite. The shower situation.
Oh.
So the Riviera, this is a positive. The Riviera has showers. So
outside, like by the pool.
Yeah, by the pool. So there is a set of showers in one of the bathrooms, and then there's a set of showers by the fitness room. So if you're like, for us on our last day when we checked out, obviously we don't have a room. So then I wanted to have a shower because like just before we traveled, I wanted to have a shower because what did we do during the day?
We went to Epcot, then we came back and went to the pool, and then...
So we went to Epcot in the morning, and then I was all sweaty, so I wanted to shower and change before we were waiting to go on the plane. And I went to the bathroom to go to the shower, and it was locked, so I just figured someone was in there. I ended up waiting for like 45 minutes. I talked to 2 different cast members, and nobody ended up coming over, but it turns out that the bathroom was closed, or the shower was closed. So then... I ended up finding out there was a second one by the fitness room, and I went and had a shower there. But that was just super aggravating. That like
there was just no signs. Like there was no sign up saying that it was closed.
And I even talked to a cast member, and they were like, "Oh, that's weird. It's locked. Like I'll get someone to come down there and like take a look." And then no one ever came, and that was just a weird like
experience.
Yeah.
So. But again, that's his least favorite thing. So it's like that's a stretch.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it's a pretty good resort.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a weird moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does it ever feel too crowded around the resort, especially from non-guests visiting? So this was actually something I was nervous about going in because I'm like, okay, I know it's a popular resort because it's on the Skyliner. People can just get off and go look around the resort.
Mm-hmm.
People also are going there for dinner reservations, breakfast reservations, whatever.
Yeah.
I never felt like it was ever crowded.
No.
Like there was never a moment where I was like, wow, it's busy.
Not even once.
Ever. Like literally, even like the lobby is small, never felt crowded.
I don't know if it's small.
I guess comparatively to other lobbies, it's small.
I guess, yeah.
It's a smaller footprint, right? It's a smaller resort. So it's I was surprised at how much it didn't feel.
Yeah, not even once.
No. And like even with people like non-guests visiting, like you're saying, like it's very much like they're just coming for their I can't talk. They're just coming for a reservation. So it's like they're just kind of walking in and walking up. Like it's not like they're lingering. It's not like they're like taking the time to like be around, whatever.
Well, you don't even notice. Like they're just people.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, like, exactly. That's true. You don't even notice who's staying and who's not. So, yeah.
The answer to your question is no. It never seemed busy.
Okay. Is there anything? Maybe I don't know if we'll comment on this. Is there anything you happen to dislike about the Riviera, or is there anything you would change? I don't know if there's anything I would change. I like just again personal. Like I would make the gift shop bigger.
That's
so I guess
valid.
I really do feel like that's like the only thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's it. Because literally everything else is spectacular.
There you go.
Anything you would change?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, so this one says, not the Riviera specifically, but you said your grocery order in a vlog. Can you explain that process more? Yeah, so basically this was the first time we ever ordered groceries because we did have a kitchen. So I was like, oh, well, we'll order groceries and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So basically what we did was we went on Instacart. The day before, I placed an order and I just basically had like all the things that we wanted. And you get to pick a time of when you want it delivered. We decided to pick, I think I ended up picking like 1:00 for it to be delivered. So basically what they do is they just go like buy your stuff, like basically probably an hour before your delivery time. They just bring it, drop it off. And then you can either get it sent up to your room or you can go pick it up and then they'll just give it to you. Basically that's like all the process is. Like it's not really anything overly
so
involved.
The hotel will hold your food like until you go pick it up
at a charge,
or until you have your room ready, which was the case with us.
Yeah, and it was $5, like, and that's anything. Like if you get packages sent to your hotel or anything, it's $5. And if you have anything cold, they'll put it in the fridge. Like it's a good system. Only thing I would say like about it is that the time that I chose, I was like, oh, it'll be a good time because it'll get dropped off like right after we arrive. However, I would have scheduled it later because when the person was shopping for our items, they were trying to message me asking for like substitutes. For example, like we put muffins on the order and there wasn't any muffins. So she was like, there's these muffins, like, do you want these ones? But because we're Canadian and we don't buy a phone plan when we go down there, we have to rely on the Wi-Fi. The time that she was messaging me, I didn't have Wi-Fi because we were like on our way from the airport to the resort. I wasn't able to reply, so she ended up just like canceling that item. So I would say like if you're like us from Canada and you're doing an order, or like somewhere else in the world and doing an order, I would say schedule it so that like an hour or two before your order would be delivered, you would have Wi-Fi and be able to like answer your phone. Because that was like the only like complaint that I had about it, but that wasn't even her fault. Like that was my fault because I wasn't able to check my phone. But yeah, it's a really, really easy process. We're not grocery order people ever. Like we don't ever order groceries like on a day to day. But it was really nice because that way we didn't have to like go in an Uber, take an Uber to Target, go shopping, and then like take an Uber back and whatever, right? So it's like, it's definitely a luxury to be able to order. So yeah. Somebody just said, because I said, do you have any questions? And she said, yeah, I want to know what it's like to live my dream. It's fun. You should do it. It's fun. Okay. Name the single best thing about staying at the Riviera. Did we already do this?
We said
transportation.
I don't know if
I just love the vibe of it. I really do. It was just beautiful. Also, if Epcot and Hollywood Studios are your favorite parks, like it's kind of a given because you're on the Skyliner. It's like takes 10 minutes to get to one and 12 minutes to get to the other. Like it's insane how quick it is. It's so nice. What is the best time to visit? When is the best time to visit the pool?
Anytime.
I feel like anytime. Every time we went was good.
I'm going to say nighttime.
Nighttime was definitely the best because it was the most dead.
And the resort looks so nice at nighttime.
Oh my gosh.
The lights and
and the way that the resort is shaped, it's kind of like, it's not really a U, but it's kind of like an L, I would say. But basically the pools are in the middle of where that like
it's a
U shape is. So it's stunning. Like when you're like with the pictures that we have in the pool, like we look hideous, but the resort looks stunning. Because of all the lights and everything. It's like a very beautiful area. But yeah, literally no time was bad for the pool.
But it's definitely very nice at night.
And it's not like, even like when we went, remember when we were at Animal Kingdom Lodge and we went into the pool at like 7 and I was like, I need to get out of here. It was so loud, so hectic, whatever. I feel like, again, we never were in the pool, the big pool at the Riviera, but like I never even like would really hear it. Like it was never something where I was like, oh my gosh, it sounds rowdy over there. Never once was I like, oh my gosh, it's so loud and like crazy over there. So it was very nice. And then last question is just, did you find Pascal? We found him, I think, twice. So we didn't really go looking for him, but there was just like a couple days where we were like, oh, he's literally right here. But yeah, we didn't really go looking for him.
And the only other thing we didn't really talk about, which I'm just going to touch on, is that staying at this resort, you do get characters pop up every once in a while.
Yeah, I think it's all the deluxe resorts that do it. Maybe the other resorts do it too. We've never experienced this before, so this was just like a fun first experience for us. Yeah, you can talk about it. Yeah,
so basically when you arrive at your resort, if there's like this character bus, it's just like a bus that has characters on it.
It's kind of like an RV. It looks like.
Yeah,
on the
it's not
outside.
like a bus. It's like a little smaller vehicle, but it's a character bus. So then when you go inside, there's just like characters in the lobby. We had Donald, Pluto.
Yeah, I think those were the only 2 that we ever saw.
Donald and Pluto. And they're just like chilling in the lobby and just like interacting with guests. And there's normally a cast member there who's like PhotoPass or has a camera.
Yep.
And then they'll scan your magic band if they get pictures of you. And it's just like a fun little like, oh, there's a character in the lobby.
Yeah. It was fun. The one day like we came back from Animal Kingdom, I think, and there was like the characters in the lobby. And it was just like a fun little thing. Like, yeah. It's fun.
So just another little tidbit.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like basically our review of the Riviera. I would say overall, it is my favorite resort I've ever stayed at.
Yes.
It is stunning and beautiful in every way. It surely just captures like the beauty of the elegance of deluxe resorts as well as the magic of Disney. Like truly, like that is the best way I can describe it. And I literally, if you are ever looking to stay at a deluxe resort and you're like, what deluxe resort should I stay at? I would recommend the Riviera through and through. It is absolutely stunning and beautiful. And again, the biggest point, if you're looking and you're like, the price is just too much, look on DVC Rentals.
Please.
Go on a DVC rental store and just look it up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's it.
That's our episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was our first like review of a resort. So, you know, if there's anything that you would have rather we had touched on or different things we could do better in the next ones, let us know, because we will do this every time we stay at a resort, because we would love to stay at all the different resorts. So again, in the future, I'm sure we'll do this again. So I would love to hear your feedback on it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. You can give us a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Whatever rating you choose to give us is perfectly fine. If you are not following us over on Instagram, you can follow us. It is at Magically Katelyn, and Austin is at Magically Aussie. Our podcast is at Mic'd Up Magic Podcast. What else can I sub here?
That's it. That's the plug.
That's it. If you haven't been catching up on, which I highly doubt, because I feel like a lot of you guys are watching the vlogs.
Oh, I hope so.
We are uploading all the vlogs from our trips every Thursday at 10 a.m. So you can go watch those if you haven't already. I will say these are the best vlogs I have ever done. I have been having the most fun editing them, uploading them, watching them. Like, they are just truly the best vlogs that I've done. So I am very proud of them, and it's very hard for me to admit when I'm proud of something. So I'm very proud of them, and I think they're like beautiful. So I hope you guys are enjoying them. But yeah, that's like basically everything. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening, so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Love ya. Bye.